Well, dear students of 11th class, I am Pardeep Kaul, lecturer in chemistry, and we are here with your unit, that is equilibrium. And in this very unit, our today's topic is relation between Kp and Kc. Now, we have already read that what is Kp and what is Kc. Both are equilibrium constants. Kp is equilibrium constant and so is Kc. Both are equilibrium constants. Now, what is the difference between these two constants? This is equilibrium constant when we take into consideration P. P means partial pressure of gases. So this concept is taken into consideration when the reactants and products are in gaseous phase. Then we take into account the partial pressure. So K is equilibrium constant when gases are taken, and P then in that case accounts for partial pressure. Now K is again equilibrium constant, but in terms of C. C means concentration or molar concentration. Molar concentration. So your Kc is also equilibrium constant in terms of molar concentration. C for concentration. So both are equilibrium constant. One is in case of partial pressure when reactants and products are taken in gaseous phase, and the other constant Kc, it is taken when we take into account the molar concentration of reactants and products. So today we shall know about the relation between these two constants, that is equilibrium constant in case of partial pressure of reactants and products, and then equilibrium constant in case of molar concentration of reactants and products. So let us know what is relation between them. For that purpose, let us consider a reversible general reaction, chemical reaction. A plus B gives reversible C plus D. This is a general reversible reaction. Let this chemical reaction, let this reversible reaction be in a state of equilibrium. So in the state of equilibrium, if this chemical equation is in the state of equilibrium, we can apply law of mass action and law of chemical equilibrium, which we have already understood and we have learned both those laws. So applying law of mass action and law of chemical equilibrium. So when we apply these two laws to this reversible chemical equation in the state of equilibrium, we get Kc. K means equilibrium constant when we take into consideration the concentration of reactants and products. Now here we will see A, B, small c, small d. These small letters are stoichiometric coefficients of reactants and products. So when we apply law of mass action, we will get Kc is equal to molar concentration of product, that is C, raised to power its this stoichiometric coefficients into molar concentration of next product raised to power D upon molar concentration of product of molar concentration of reactants, that is A raised to power small a into B raised to power small b. So here what we have done, we have applied law of mass action. Let it be equation first. So equation first is Kc equal to this, and if we consider that these in place of concentration we take into account partial pressure, then this equation will be like this: Kp, P for partial pressure, then it will be partial pressures of these products and reactants. This is partial pressure of C raised to power small c, partial pressure of D, PD, P for partial, raised to power small d upon partial pressure of A raised to power small a, and then partial pressure of B, that is another reactant, raised to power B. This will be equation second. So remember that both are equilibrium constants in case of molar concentration, and this is in case of partial pressures. So these are both equilibrium constants taken in when we have taken molar concentration into account, and in second case we have taken partial pressure of products and reactants into account. Now please remember this equation. Let me write these two equations here. Kc equal to Cc dd upon molar concentration of A raised to power small a into concentration of B raised to power B. This is for Kc. Then for Kp it is Pc raised to power C small, Pd raised to power D, Pa raised to power small a, and then Pb raised to power small b. This is equation first and this is equation second. Now, if the gases are ideal, suppose the gases are ideal. For ideal gases, we know that PV equal to nRT. This is for ideal gases. It is basically ideal gas equation. So according to ideal gas equation, PV equal to nRT. If we further solve it, we can get PV, P equal to N upon this V into RT. Now we know what is N. N is number of moles and V is volume. And N by V, that is number of moles divided by volume, it gives concentration. It is concentration. So what is concentration equal to? It is number of moles upon volume. So we can place C in place of NV. So we will get what? P equal to CRT. Why? Because C is equal to N upon V. So from this we get that P is equal to CRT. We can find concentration from this equation, that is C. So C will be equal to P upon RT. So C means concentration. It is given by P upon RT. Now if we, C is here concentration. Now we can find concentration of reactant A, B, then products C and D applying this formula. For example here, therefore molar concentration of A, C means molar concentration, C for concentration, and this is for A, this is molar concentration of B, this is molar concentration of C, this is the molar concentration of D. We can find all these concentrations applying this formula, that is concentration equal to P upon RT. Now here we have to apply P for what? A, that is PA. This will be PA divided by RT. PA divided by RT. This will be PB divided by RT, applying this formula. Then PC divided by RT, and finally PD divided by RT. So this formula has helped us to determine the molar concentration of A, B, C and D. So we can put these values, that is the molar concentration of A, the molar concentration of B, the molar concentration of C and molar concentration of D. These values, we can put these values in equation first. So putting the values of molar concentration of A, molar concentration of B, molar concentration of C and molar concentration of D in equation 1, we get. Now where is the first equation? This is the first equation. We can put these values, that is concentration of A, B, C, D. First it is C, we will place this. Then D. So what we will get? We will get Kc equal to, now this is C. For C we will apply this rule, that is Pc by RT, molar concentration of Pc by RT raised to power C into molar concentration of D, it will be equal to PD upon RT raised to power D, small d, upon molar concentration of A, that is this, that is PA upon RT raised to power A, small a, and multiplied by molar concentration of B. For B we will get PB upon RT raised to power B. Now if you further solve this, we will bifurcate each of these items. We will bifurcate it this like this. So we will get Kc equal to, bifurcating this, we will get Pc raised to power small c into RT, reciprocal of RT. We have bifurcated it into two terms, 1 by RT raised to power C. Similarly, we will bifurcate it in the same way, like this, PD raised to power D into 1 by RT raised to power D. Then we will do the same thing to the denominators, that is PA raised to power A into reciprocal of RT raised to power A. Similarly here PD raised to power D, not D here, A, B, PB raised to power B into 1 by RT raised to power B. So what we have done in this equation, we have just bifurcated each of these terms. For example, this term has been bifurcated as PC raised to power concentration of C, and this is 1 by RT. So we have bifurcated each of these items. We can further solve these equations like this. Kc is equal to, now this Kc, it is equal to Pc raised to power C into, let me take, after Pc, let me take PD first. PD raised to power D. Then let us take these terms, that is reciprocals, like this, 1 by RT raised to power C and 1 by RT raised to power D. Similarly, we will go to the denominators. it will be PA raised to power small a, then PB raised to power small b. Here we will take these reciprocals, that is 1 upon RT raised to power a and 1 upon RT raised to power b, like this. Now keeping these as such, here bases are same, powers will be added. Here bases are same, powers will be added. So what will we get? We will get like this: Kc equal to now we can use here second equation. In second equation, using second equation we know in second equation Kp is equal to this. Now this value is here, so in place of this we can write Kp, because according to second equation this whole is equal to Kp. So we can write Kc equal to, this whole will be equal to now Kp. This is Kp, and here we will do one thing: when bases are same, powers will be added. So here the power will be C plus D. Here again the bases are same, so here we will get minus A plus B. So further solving this, what will we get? We will get Kc equal to Kp multiplied by 1 upon RT raised to power, now these are products and these are reactants. So this is difference in the molar concentration of reactant and products. This is a difference. So we will write difference, delta for difference in molar concentration, and for molar concentration. So this, what is this delta N? Delta N, we can write here what is delta N, where delta N is difference between molar concentration of reactants and products. These are products and these are reactants. Between reactants and products, if we further solve this, what will we get? We will get Kc is equal to Kp. Kc is, now we can solve this like this. Let us find Kp here. Kp, now Kp will be equal to Kc. We can make it, we will take a reciprocal of it, and its reciprocal will be equal to RT raised to power delta N. So this equation gives us the relationship between Kp and Kc. So Kp is what? Equilibrium constant when partial pressure is taken into consideration. So this equilibrium constant is equal to another equilibrium constant when molar concentration is taken into account, multiplied by RT. You know it is a gas constant, T is temperature in Kelvin, and delta N is difference in the molar concentration of reactants and products. So this is the relation. This is the relation between Kp and Kc. So that is all about today's topic. Thank you very much.